Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Lakwatsirong Butiki. Mula doon sa makasaysayang simbahan ng Antipolo City, ang National Shrine of Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage o mas kilala sa pangalan na Antipolo Cathedral. Nakatawid na ako ngayon dito sa makasaysayan rin na simbahan ng Apalit, Pampanga, ang St. Peter the Apostol Parish o mas kilala sa pangalan na Apalit Church. Samahan niyo ako dito guys! Malayan immigrants that settled along the banks of Rio Grande de la Pampanga at the beginning of the 14th century were the ancestors of many Apaliteños. The art and culture of these early settlers' civilization reached the Zambales Mountains and the rest of central Luzon. At the time Apalit was settled, there was a big sturdy tree, Pterocarpus indicus, or Apalit, also known as Nara, in Kapampangan at the present site of the Catholic Parish Church of St. Peter. Apparently, the town got its name from that big legendary tree, which is now the national tree of the Philippines. Apalit was formally established as an independent municipality in 1582 during the term of office of Spanish Governor-General Gonzalo Ronquillo de Peñalosa. It was initially composed then of 4 encomiendas, namely Apali, La Castilla, Kabambangan, and Kapalangan. La Castilla was made a town proper and was renamed later as San Juan Nepomuceno. It was not until 1597 when the Apalit Parish of St. Peter was created after its separation from the parish of Calumpit. Father Pedro de Vergara was appointed as the first parish priest to attend to the spiritual needs of the Catholic community of Apalit. In conjunction with the annual town fiesta, the traditional fluvial parade of St. Peter was initiated by Capitan del Pueblo Don Pedro Armayan Espiritu E. Macam on June 28, 1844. Barrio Kapalangan, which derived its name from the Kapampangan word palang, meaning machete or bolo, is believed to have been founded by the son of a certain Gatbunton named Pangpalong, who in his youth was called Makapagal. This barangay was the home of Panday Pera, the first known Filipino maker of cannons. He manufactured cannons called lantakas for the troops of Raja Sulaiman, and after the Spanish conquest of Manila, he worked for Adelantado and Governor-General Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. Apong Iro Fluvial Festival is an annual celebration held in Apalit, Pampanga, every June 28 to 30. It is also the feast day of the town's patron, St. Peter. The local term Apong Iro refers to the image of St. Peter. Every year, devotees in the town of Apalit holds a colorful fluvial procession or Apong Iro Fluvial Parade. It is the most awaited activity of the celebration. On its first day, June 28, the holy image was transferred through a fluvial procession from Kapalangan to Apalit Church in a colorful and decorated float. While the float was traveling with other boats along the Pampanga River, devotees were praying and singing religious hymns. The image had stayed in Apalit Church until the last day of the feast, June 30, and returned to its original shrine at Kapalangan with same process and river routes. During the recurrence, thousands of people gathered along the river banks waiting the comeback of the floats with the holy image. Dousing of water, waving of flowers, and dancing the traditional dance called Coraldal as the pagoda carrying the image of Apong Iro passes by are some of the traditional ways to welcome the town's patron. A colorfully decorated mini pagoda made by the local people was used to carry the image of Saint Peter going back to the church. Devotees and locals celebrate the event as an offering of gratitude. It has been a part of the town's culture and tradition. A variety of events and activities were held during the celebration, such as trade fair, pageants, local competitions, and cultural shows. The municipality of Apalit is a first-class municipality in the province of Pampanga. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of 117,160 people. Apalit is 55 kilometers from Manila, 11 kilometers from the provincial capital, San Fernando, and 28 kilometers from Angeles. Apalit is surrounded by Macabebe, Masantol, Minalin, and San Simon in Pampanga, and Kalumpit, Pulilan, and Baliwag in Bulacan. The first church and convento was constructed under the tenure of Fray Juan Cabello as parish priest from 1641 to 1645. Fray Simon de Alarcia built another church made of concrete and tile in 1854 to 1860, but it was destroyed by a strong earthquake in 1863. The present neoclassical church was built under Fray Antonio Redondo, who was assigned to Apalit from 1873 to 1886. Father Galiende wrote in La Iglesia de Apalit. Father Antonio Redondo, parish priest of Apalit from 1873 to 1886, laid the foundations of a new one in January 1876, following the plans of Don Ramon Hermosa, assistant officer to the Minister of Public Works. The foreman was a certain Mariano Santos, a native of Guagua. After 7 years of work, the church was finally completed in 1883. It was the pride of Pampanga, an indelible tribute to Father Redondo and the people of Apalit. It was successfully inaugurated with solemn ceremonies held successively during the town fiesta from June 28 to 30 of the same year. The chronicler remarks that when there was no more sand or bricks, Father Redondo would ask the sacristan to go around town pealing the bells. Preceded by the town bands, he would lead the way towards the riverside with an azafati on his head. Unquestioning, the whole town would follow him, and in less than 2 hours, the Masons would have enough sand for 2 months. The whole town of Apalit helped either with monetary donations, personal service, or with their good wishes. The church measures 59 meters long and 14 meters wide. The church possesses the qualities of good construction: solidity, capacity, light, and artistic beauty. The towers were completed under the guidance of Reverend Toribio Fanjol in 1896. In 1989, a major church renovation was initiated by Monsignor Rostico G. Cuevas. The additional construction of the two towers beside the church serve as reinforcements to improve the structural integrity of the church. On July 22, 2017, the Holy Relic of Saint Peter was enthroned in the parish. The Holy Relic is a fragment of the bones of the remains of Saint Peter. This is the only church that has the relic of Saint Peter other than Saint Peter's Basilica in Rome. The ceiling art paintings, also known as Trompe LOL, were done by a native of Apalit, Marcelino Siling Serrano, under the supervision of Cesar Alberone, an Italian freelance painter. One notable ceiling art paintings was located in the cupola of the Apalit Church, giving a rendition of the Apocalypse. There are 6 bells located at the Apalit Church, 5 of which came from Fundación de Hilario Sunico Haboneros. The marker of the Apalit Church was installed in 1939 at Apalit, Pampanga. It was installed by Philippine Historical Committee, now National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Mula naman dito sa Apalit, Pampanga, tatawid na ang butiki papuntang Macabebe, Pampanga. Isang makasaysayang simbahan naman ang pupuntahan ko doon, ang San Nicolas di Tolentino Parish, o mas kilala sa pangalan na Macabebe Church. Abangan niyo ko doon, guys! Bye-bye!